put on our App Caps.
It's the App Cap Awards.
App Caps. Woo! And thanks once again to Fezorama.com for our fabulous Twit Fezzes, the App Caps of the week.
My bangs have...
You've got a fringe on your cap.
Things have gotten weird.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, you look so cute in that. That is adorable. Isn't she cute in her little app cap? So our App Cap Award goes to the application of the week that we really particularly like.
I've got one, Leo.
All right.
I've got one. If you're familiar with the folks at Cooliris.
They do a plug-in for Firefox, I think, that is a really nice way to look at images.
Yeah. They also have a web app. It's sort of a way to browse the web that's much more visual. So they've got an iPad app called Discover, and what they've done, it's so cool. They've made Wikipedia a photo-esque magazine in a way. And actually, I have to give credit to MG because he's the one who showed me this. Here, I'll show you in magazine mode. So what Discover does...
This is fantastic.
If you're sort of just interested in... And I can't be the only one who literally just goes to Wikipedia sometimes just to waste some time and get lost in some information. What they've suggested to me is, how about Constantine II of Scotland? You want to know more about him? Let's just say I do. I probably wouldn't normally, but let's just say I do. So I'll go, yeah, sure, let's do that. Now, in the bottom area, it'll say downloading from Wikipedia because it has to pull a bunch of Wikipedia information each time we get into one of these things.
It won't work offline. You need to have it online.
It has to be online. But then, so let's say, okay, so we're at Constantine of Scotland. What I can do is I can just go through these pages, or in the related articles section, this is a lot like Wikipedia, but it's just organized better. So let's say I want to go,
fantastic.
Let's go into Malcolm I of Scotland, who probably preceded him, and learn a little more about this. Now, let's say that you go, all right, well, this seems cool, but this is just not stuff I'm interested in. I can't imagine, caring about Constantine. That's fine, because you can search Wikipedia just like you would normally. So I could put in anything right now, and just to show you, I searched you earlier, Leo. So I just searched Leo Gordon Laporte on Wikipedia, and it's great what comes up because...
What comes up? Now I'm worried.
Well, it's a beautiful picture.
Oh, it's a nice image, and look how the typefaces.
And it's a little bit about you, some of your background,
so they
television
take
and
the
radio
sections and they turn them into magazine-style sections.
Exactly, and you've got a couple different views that you can look at.
This is quite nice.
Then, there's a screensavers link, and of course I was interested in that, and I clicked on that. Again, it downloads the stuff from Wikipedia.
So there have been a number of Wikipedia apps for the iPhone and the iPad, but there's nothing like this. This is the most lovely of them all.
Oh, it's the best. It's so cool because I will say that over the years, I love Wikipedia as much as I always did, but if I had to gripe about anything, it's that it's ugly and, there's not much to it.
So search for Discover, and there are several Discovers. You'll get Wikipedia in a magazine as one of your search results. It is free, which is awfully nice.
It's completely free, and
you can start with a new cover every day.
Oh, and you know what a fun little trick is? When you first load it, it'll suggest something to you, and if you don't like it, you shake the iPad, and it'll say, okay, fine, I'll give you another random suggestion.
I love it.
Isn't that great?
So I could swipe through the photo of the day?
Yeah, so these are choices that they have, but if you don't like it, you can go, nah, let's shake, and then it'll say, okay, well, let's just give you something else. I think you have to shake when you're in portrait mode, not landscape mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is really great. And if you want to know more, you just tap the article. Oh, it's downloading. I see. See, this is what you were talking about. There's a little delay.
There's a little lag at the beginning when it pulls all the information that you might want. So it gives you some tips and things like that. But I got to tell you, if I'm going to browse Wikipedia and I was just looking up this Don't hurt yourself.
I broke my
Don't break it.
That's really nice. I really like that. And we were talking about educational uses for the iPad. Wikipedia is a great educational resource. I remember when I was a kid reading the encyclopedias, and I think you want kids to be browsing through items like this. I think that's really a neat idea.
And Wikipedia, I mean, let's face it, it's at the top of half of my search results when I'm searching for something anyway. I love having the option
a lot of schools
to look at it differently on the iPad because I don't particularly like reading Wikipedia on the web. It's just that the information is so great.
Boy, they did a nice job on this. That is really beautiful.
Isn't that fun?
Thanks, Cooliris. Now, my app is kind of a meta app. It's the kind of app that people who listen to this show probably would be very interested in. And in fact, I think it was a listener to this show or a viewer of this show who suggested it. It's called App Advice. It's from a webpage of the same name. And really, it's just kind of an app review page. Would you like to review? No, I hate it when they do this because It pulls you out of the app if you say yes. It pulls you into the iTunes store. They're asking me if I want to review it later. But right now, there it is. There's the app advice. So it's got app news on this side. It's got featured stories. If you like this show, this is kind of a static version of a lot of the content that's on this show in an application. So this is for people who are absolute junkies. There's only one negative on this one.
What is it?
It ain't free. $1.99 for app advice from appadvice.com.
Then again, if you feel sort of overwhelmed and inundated with apps that may or not be good, and you need somebody, I mean, it's like buying a magazine to help you figure out which and
you only buy it once, and it's always updated. And the nice thing about this is it really does keep you up to date on what's new in applications and so forth. It's appadvices.com has always been one of the places I've gone to look for apps for the show. So this brings it to your iPad.
Yeah, it used to be, what was it, like iPhone app world, or they changed it to App Advice because they realized, hey, we can open this up to a lot more devices.
Absolutely. And I have to say,
a good recommendation.
One of the things that's really going well, I think for the iPad, is people are thinking of new ways to display content like this. I thought the Cooliris was an example. Of course, we've looked at Plus and Flipboard before. This also has that kind of Flipboardy feel to it, or Plus feel to it.
Very much.
I like what people are doing with the interfaces now on the iPad to make it really easy to read.
Me too. It's so great to just see things being done differently. You know,
can you believe?
We're having a web renaissance.
I agree. Can you believe we have 3 commercials in this show?
I'm glad we do.
We want to really
because
thank
I love all of these
our
sponsors.
advertisers for supporting this show. This is fantastic. And I think somewhat this is Russ Pitts says to rap.
Thanks, Tom.
We're only 15 minutes long. Quickly.
We're almost done, Russ.
Russ Pitts was an old producer, web producer on the Screensavers
line producer who used to pull out his hair because
we would never rap on time. Yeah, and he quit with
he
the most
threw a pencil at me once.
He pulled a Michael Slater. Was that the guy who pulled the escape
2 words
slide?
Eagle Seaman.
He wrote one of those classic letters. If we could find it, we'll read it to you.
Oh, Prager has it.
Prager has
saved it. Yeah. One day.
When people quit with bravado, with gusto, with flair, in this case, via email.
To the whole company.
Because there wasn't
about 450.
If there had been an escape slide at Tech TV, he would have pulled it.
Well, you know what the best part of this is? I always have to tell the story when this gets brought up. Russ, I'm sorry.
We love Russ.
He sent the email. Everyone knew that it was his last day.
Yeah.
And people started to read the email. And he got up triumphantly, walked out, and as the door slammed behind him, you hear someone go, "Who's Russ Pitts?" It was just it was the best. He was a great guy.
Look, folks,
love him.
I apologize in advance. If you hated Tech TV or you never heard of Tech TV, it's just going to be something you're going to always hear about on this network.
We can't help ourselves. There's just so much history there.
We got the story. Hey, real quickly before we go, and maybe next week we'll have that Russ Pitts letter from David Prager. But I do want to mention our friends at iStock Photo. What a great place for people who do blogging or websites. You know, I told you about Squarespace, but anytime you blog, I'm sure you do this, Sarah Lane. There should be an image in every blog post, right? You should
totally.
Otherwise it's plain text.
All the good blogs do it, and you don't even notice it until someone doesn't have that, and then you go, "Oh, this blog is boring. It seems unfinished."
If you're looking at Pulse, for instance, and you're looking at people's blogs, if there's no graphic with the blog, you're just gonna get a plain text post like this. That stinks.
Yeah.
There's the New York Times. Come on, Times. Let's have some images like these other guys.
Even if the content's good, it all looks the same. You got to stand out.
iStock Photo. That's the place to go. The original source for high quality stock images, not just images, media, design elements on the web, royalty free. They've got flash files,
sound effects,
3D renders,
all sorts of good stuff. Logos are coming.
Yeah,
even.
I love that. iStockPhoto.com/iPad show. If you go there right now, they have a special offer just for you. They've been doing it for 10 years, and they've gotten better and better. Almost all the pros I know who've been doing blogs or websites, doing podcasts, who need royalty-free quality images starting as low as $1 each, they go to iStock Photo. For 15% off bundles of 50 credits or more, go to iStockPhoto.com/iPad show. We love you, iStock Photo. Thank you for supporting.
Thank you, iStock
iPad
Photo.
Today. We love you.
We love you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on iPad Today.
It's been a great show. See you next week. In the meantime, go to twit.tv/IPT to subscribe and download and watch everything.
And Russ Pitts says, that's a wrap.
Yay. I thought you were going to say, and Russ Pitts says,
screw you, Eagle Seaman. What? Do you? Anybody want to do a
a
dramatic? I'd
pencil
like to
if
do
he
a dramatic reading of that letter.
Oh, it's you don't even have to, you could read it monotone. It would still be dramatic.
I probably have it somewhere. Sorry, we're so long.
It was one of the most wonderful masterpieces ever to come out of Tech TV.
It was a memory.